In a world teeming with superpowered beings, one name echoes with a unique brand of terrifying might. A force born not of heroism, but of bitter resentment. A figure who sought not to protect, but to dominate. Today we delve into the raw, untamed power of Titan. Imagine a power so immersed it warps the very perception of right and wrong. Picture a being capable of leveling city blocks with a flick of his wrist, his presence radiating an aura of unchecked potential. This is not a tale of a simple evildoer, but this is the story of Titan, a force of nature unleashed, a testament to what happens when extraordinary power falls into the wrong hands. He is the shadow that looms over Metro City, a brutal reminder that power without purpose breeds only chaos. But who is Titan? He began as Hal Stewart, a lonely and insecure cameraman, yearning for acceptance and the touch of the extraordinary. With the heroic Metro Man seemingly perished, Roxanne Ritchie, the object of Hal's affection, turned to Metro Man, a villain trying to turn good. This perceived rejection, this feeling of being overlooked and mocked, festered within him. His philosophy, twisted and born from his pain, can be summarized in his chilling own words. If I can't have you, no one can. This possessive obsession, coupled with the sudden overwhelming power granted to him, warped his desires for acceptance into a tyrannical need for control. He saw the world as having wronged him, and now, armed with incredible abilities, he sought to make them pay. When Megamind realized that he had no one to fight against, he created Titan to take Metro Man's place, granting him the very abilities that Metro City's protector: super strength, flight, heat vision, and invulnerability. Unlike Metro Man, who honed his abilities with discipline and a sense of responsibility, Titan lacked such restraint. He revealed his newfound power, using it for selfish gain and violent outbursts. His reign of terror escalates until Megamind forced to become the hero Metro City needed, confronting him, and ultimately, Titan's arrogance and lack of control proved to be his downfall. Titan's power set is a brutal and direct reflection of Metro Man's, amplifying his own violent personality. He favors overwhelming force and lacks the finesse or control of his predecessor. Here is a breakdown of his devastating abilities. Super strength. Titan possesses immense physical strength, capable of effortlessly lifting and throwing massive objects like cars, buses, and even large skyscrapers, tearing through reinforcement structures, and his punches and kicks hold similar strengths. Flight. Granted by his enhanced physiology, Titan can fly at incredible speeds, leaving trails of destruction in his wake. His flight is not graceful, it's a raw display of power, often used for rapid assault. Heat vision. Like Metro Man, Titan possesses powerful beams of heat from his eyes, capable of melting steel and causing significant explosions. His heat vision is often used indiscriminately, adding to the widespread destruction he causes. Invulnerability. Titan's body is extremely durable, able to withstand explosions, falls from great heights, and direct impacts that would obliterate any ordinary human. This near invulnerability makes him a terrifying, resilient opponent. Enhanced speed and reflexes. While not always explicitly showcased in the same degree as his strength, Titan demonstrates enhanced speed and reflexes, allowing him to react to threats and move with surprising agility for someone with raw power. Not to mention, Titan's ability scales off of Metro Man, who was displayed to be able to literally mid-explosion, mid-fight, rethink his entire life, his entire philosophy, fake his death, read a book, take a shit, probably crack a couple hoes on the side. Don't know what he was doing, but he was doing something. He was spending a lot of time just in that space. I don't know what he was doing. Let's break down his strength and use more calculations. Titan is seen effortlessly lifting and throwing multiple cars and buses. More impressively, he lifts a significant portion of a skyscraper with apparent ease. The average car weighs around 4,000 pounds, and a bus can weigh upwards to 20,000 pounds. Lifting and throwing multiple of these simultaneously suggests a strength level of tens to potentially hundreds of tons. His ability to lift large sections of skyscrapers elevates this considerably. Skyscrapers can weigh hundreds of thousands of tons. For instance, the Empire State Building weighs around 365,000 tons. Even lifting a fraction of this mass effortlessly, this demonstrates the immense power Titan holds. Based off these feats, we can considerably place his raw lifting strength in the class 100+ range, indicating he can lift well over 100 tons and possibly reaching the excess of 1,000 tons. His ability to tear through reinforcement concrete suggests further support of his incredible level of strength. Speed. Titan demonstrates supersonic flight, creating sonic booms whenever he moves through the air. However, it's important to remember that he possesses Metro Man's powers, which include the ability to move so fast that time appears to stop. The speed of sound is approximately 767 miles per hour. His flight speed demonstrably exceeds this, placing him at the hypersonic ranges. However, the fact that he possesses Metro Man's power means that he could theoretically reach a level that allows him to perceive time as frozen. This would place his upper limits of speed as immeasurable. He can move at the velocity where time itself is relative to his perception. Durability. Titan withstands multiple explosions, including those caused by his own heat vision and Megamind's weapon, without significant injury. He also survives high-speed impacts and falls from considerable heights. Surviving explosions that can level buildings suggests durability levels of withstanding immense kinetic energy and thermal stress. While quantifying the exact yields of these explosions is difficult, his consistent survival of such events places his durability in the building to multi-building level. He possesses high degree of resilience to blunt force, heat vision, and concussive forces. This can be even upscaled depending on how you want to rank his AP or his attack potency, scaling off his lifting strength, but we'll get into that. Battle IQ. Titan primarily relies on brute force and overwhelming power in combat. He shows little tactical thinking and strategic planning. While possessing immense power, Titan's battle IQ is relatively low. He often charges headfirst into confrontation, relying on his own invulnerability and strength to overcome opponents. He is easily tricked and does not adapt well to changing circumstances. His impulsiveness and lack of foresight are significant weaknesses. We can categorize his battle IQ as below average to average, heavily overshadowed by someone like Metro Man, who seems to use his powers more strategically and with more finesse. The average human can lift their own body weight. We've established Titan's immense strength, but how does that translate into destructive force? Let's quantify his attack potency. The average human can lift their own body weight, and only a fraction of that translate into punch force. Let's say the average human can punch about 10% of their body weight. If we take a 200-pound person, that's about 20 pounds of punching force. Titan, on the other hand, can lift a portion of a skyscraper. If we estimate that the portion he lifted was roughly 1/3 of the Empire State Building's mass, his lifting strength could be around 121,000 tons, 1% of Titan's lifting strength. If Titan transferred 1% of his established lifting strength, 121,000 tons, into a punch, that would be around 1,216 tons of force, approximately 5,089 gigajoules of energy. This is significantly more powerful than any conventional bomb and could level multiple large buildings. Human-level striking strength. If Titan were to punch with the same percentage as his lifting strength as a human, 10%, that would be around 12,000 tons of force, or approximately 50,000 gigajoules of energy, comparable to a very large conventional explosion or a small-yield nuclear weapon, capable of causing widespread destruction across a significant portion of the city. I think probably this is the most realistic if I were going to do like a power scaling in a battle against another verse, but let's do 50% of Titan's lifting strength. If Titan used 50% of his estimated lifting strength, that would be around 60,000 tons of force, or approximately 254,000 gigajoules of energy. This is comparable to a mid-yield nuclear weapon capable of causing catastrophic damage to a large metropolitan area, 100% of Titan's lifting strength. If Titan uses 100% of his estimated lifting strength, 121,000 tons of force, or approximately 500,000 gigajoules of energy. This is comparable to a large nuclear weapon capable of causing immense destruction on a regional scale. Based off the assumption that Titans lifted around 1/3 of the Empire State Building, the upper limits of his striking power are potentially devastating, rivaling even nuclear explosion in their energy release. Depending on how you want to calculate his attack potency, you can scale his durability off that. So let's say if he was actually using 100% of his force, he would be able to withstand a large nuclear weapon. He would have a large regional level durability, and you can extrapolate that from 1% or 50%. He would basically, essentially, depending on how much you think he would be able to punch, he would be able to withstand that force, because he would have to be able to withstand that force to even punch in the first place. Because if he was using 100% of his lifting strength, let's say, and he did that 418 gigajoules of energy, and he wasn't able to withstand that, he would obviously just explode. So we could kind of calculate him and say he's probably multi-city block to large city, maybe regional level, depending on how you rank him in his attack potency, and again, that would scale to his durability. Titan's raw power is undeniable. He possesses strength capable of moving skyscrapers, speed that rivals the fastest beings, and durability that allows him to withstand large explosions. Yet, his lack of control and strategic thinking ultimately led to his downfall. He serves as a cautionary tale, a being of immense potential, undone by his own arrogance and inability to master his abilities. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you like, I hope you subscribe, I hope you comment down below. Please, 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 this is a newer channel, Clash of Cannons. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.